Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife. Now, we do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
We begin this week by headed to Nassau Valley Vineyards to learn more about the invasive species, the spotted lanternfly. Then we'll head south for the annual Berlin Bathtub races. We stop over to Westover to meet the Rose Man in this week's Remembering Scorchy Talls. And then we head back up to Lewes to look back at Lewes and Bloom's annual May Day competition. Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, how was your 4th of July?
Oh, it was really good. We hung out with friends and family and we watched the fireworks.
Hey, me too.
Something's missing, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, I hear that there's an insect that's causing quite a bit of havoc in Delaware.
Yeah, Jason, we spoke with Katie Balicki with the Delaware Department of Agriculture to learn about a little creature causing a big problem. Tell us about how the spotted lanternfly got here in the United States.
Sure, so the spotted lanternfly came on some special shipment of stone from China to Berks County, PA in 2014. The egg masses from the stone actually hatched, and lo and behold, they had a population. Population was able to spread really fast through most of the counties in Pennsylvania right now. Delaware was the 2nd or 3rd state to get hit with spotted lanternfly in Newcastle County. We put a statewide quarantine on Delaware to help slow the spread from businesses or other states. They have a very eager diet. They will go after grapevines, apple trees, peach trees. A lot of the agriculture commodities in Delaware, we're famous for, our peaches. We have a few special vineyards that we're keeping an eye on, but spotted lanternfly will go after vines, actually causing damage to the actual crop.
So if you were to say something to the public now, tell them about the spotted lanternfly. So you want to stomp it if you see it, stomp the egg masses, get rid of them. There's some chemicals that you can buy, but be on the lookout for them, especially this time of year.
And it's a very big task for everybody. It might not seem like it for the average homeowner that might not have a fruit tree or a garden, but checking vehicles before coming to the beaches or even going anywhere, killing them when you see reporting in Sussex County, and just taking precautions when you're driving through infestation zones.
And Katie, I like what you said. You may not have a fruit tree, or you may not have a vineyard or a garden or something, but your neighbor may. Someone may have crops near you, down the road from you. So go ahead and do your part. Take care of the spotted lanternfly.
And
be on the lookout.
We all like a glass of wine at the end of the day. So if you want to keep wine prices steady, just smash them.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good. Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
If you spot a spotted lanternfly, you should report it by going to agriculture.delaware.gov.
And make sure that you stomp on it.
Coming up after the break, we'll scrub a dub and get into the tub for the iconic Berlin Bathtub races.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. One of the things that I love most about where we live is the diversity in outdoor events, like the Berlin Bathtub races.
Splish splash, let's go racing some baths. I'm here in Berlin, Maryland with Ryan. Ryan, tell us about how the Berlin Bathtub races got started.
It's a long story, but it started around 30 years ago. Mr. Jesse Turner and a couple of buddies decided that they wanted to just get a little bit weird, I guess, and raced homemade bathtubs down Main Street. That was around 1990, and 30 plus years later, here we are still doing it today. So we take registration online or in person. We try to be as informal as we can, but we got to cover our bases. That if you're interested in racing this year, a little bit too late. Next year, though, all you got to do is shoot us an email or check our website.
And what are the rules and stipulations for the bathtub?
Okay, so I like to tell folks that we've earned every rule that we have. So one, it has to be authentic, and what that means is that this is something that you've made yourself. We're not racing something off the shelf. Nobody wants that. It's not entertaining at all. Has to hold at least 2 gallons of liquid. You have to have either adults or folks that have, parents sign off, 16 plus. You have to have brakes, you have to have steering, you have to have helmets. In some cases, we feel like the folks sitting on the sideline should have helmets. Make your best decisions when you're putting these together.
Right. Now, does it have to be 2 people, one pushing it, one in the bathtub?
Exactly. And there's 2 approaches to that. One is you find the smallest 16-year-old girl that you can find to steer, and then you find a running back to push. And that relies on one person's stamina a whole lot. The other option, which I know that a few of our teams this year are going for, is that you want to find 2 medium-sized folks that can alternate pushing and riding.
Okay, and how does the race aspect part of it work?
It is a drag race, 1 by 1, straight down Main Street.
So this year we are actually the sponsor for DSN. So if you're not able to make it here to this event, we're really glad that you're able to watch it from home, maybe in your jammies.
Right, and it's the first time we've done something like this with DSN. And Caden's here too, he's sleeping, but he's also in this interview. Let's not forget about little Caden here. But what does it mean to broadcast something like this on a bigger picture? It's in the TV world now with DSN.
Yeah. So Berlin's a small town. It's booming right now with its economy, growing business, and we really like to see an event like this draw in visitors from all over.
What is your favorite part about the bathtub races?
My favorite part is businesses coming together and competing. They take it very seriously. This is a lot of fun. You might have a plumber going up against an insurance company, so it's fun to see that side of a business that you would normally patron.
So are there a lot of businesses that register and they create the boat, and they're going head to head in this competition?
Yes, the rec center actually won 2 years ago, the county rec department, so all your kids here might know the staff racing, so it's really cool to be able to see that competition side of it.
What does something like this mean for the community? I mean, there's plenty of people lining the streets now. It's only 4:30. The event hasn't even started yet. What's it mean?
So we have a lot of different events, right? We have some events that take place over a whole weekend, like Fiddlers. We have Jazz and Blues, which is a whole big thing too. The Bathtub Races is not the longest event, it's not the biggest event, but it is the most important event to a lot of Berliners, and that's because this celebrates one of our fabulous traditions, is just having a good time with your friends. And that's how it got started, that's how it kept going, and that's what we're going to do to keep it happening.
You can watch the full broadcast of the Berlin Bathtub Races at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com and search Bathtub.
Next up, we're headed to Westover to meet the Rose Man in this week's Remembering Scorchy Talls. Outdoors Delmarva, we'll be right back.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards, sponsored by Shorts Marine, Everything But the Water, and Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. Now, Lauren, I've heard that women like to receive flowers from time to time.
I personally enjoy a nice bouquet of French fries. But I've heard it's a nice gesture.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
Had Lester Benson not existed, someone would have had to invent him. Lester Benson of Westover, Maryland is quite a unique guy. He raises roses to give away.
I give them to young ladies. Pass them to young ladies. The young ladies 15 to 90.
Yes, giving away roses is Lester Benson's hobby. He gives away dozens every week from early May until the first frost. And supporting this hobby are over 200 rose bushes encompassing upwards of 25 varieties. The tender loving care they require is to him but a labor of love. Give 'em a good bed, he says, without competition from grass. And importantly,
Spray once a week. Start in early spring. It won't cure black spot and mildew, but it'll keep the new leaves from getting damaged.
receiving a bouquet of roses from Lester requires no raising of hands or written requests. In his daily traipsing, it's young women, ages 15 to 90, remember, who strike his fancy that get to smell the fragrance.
I sometimes start out in the morning with bouquets of roses in my pickup truck with no idea who's going to get them.
Lester Benson gets pleasure from making happiness happen, both for himself and recipients of his roses.
I really do get a lot of pleasure from it. Very few women don't like roses. I mean, practically all women love roses, and it's one of the favorite flowers.
Scorchy, bring a jar of water over here. These are for your
Jar
wife.
of water, huh?
Yeah, these are for your wife.
For my wife?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you one thing, Lester. She dearly loves roses. She's going to love you for this, you know?
Let's hope so.
Like all the women do.
Yeah.
This is Scorchy Taws, wandering our Delmarva land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know that there are over 300,000 different species of flowering plants in the world?
Did you know that flowers improve the quality of the air that we breathe? Plants produce the majority of the oxygen in our atmosphere, flowers included.
Did you know flowers are an essential food source for pollinators like bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds?
Did you know that sunflowers move throughout the day in response to the movement of the sun from east to west?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back. Earlier in the show, we talked about a fun competition in Berlin, and Jason, back on May 1st, you went to a different type of competition.
I sure did, and victory never smelled so sweet.
May Day allows the residents and the businesses in Lewes to take part in all the fun. Throughout the year, the Lewes and Bloom members plant the gardens, tend the gardens, but come May 1st, we invite all of the residents and all of the businesses in downtown Lewes to get involved and put out a little May Day basket in celebration of the beginning of spring. So it really is an opportunity for all of us to be together working on the same goal. We have a checklist as we look at the fresh flower bouquets that the businesses and residents have put on their front doors. We are looking at creativity, the freshness, the originality, and then we'll come up with a all-time first and second place winner in residences and in businesses, and then an overall best original creation. So we're really looking forward to it. We have a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. It feels like spring. It is May 1, so we're looking forward to all the fun today.
Well, we are a nonprofit volunteer organization of 380 volunteers. And we have, I think, 21 parks and gardens, and all of our volunteers plant and maintain these gardens and parks in Lewes. And this is an organization that is 21 years old and was started by 7 people 21 years ago. If they're hearing about May Day for the first time, then they can look around the end of March, beginning of April. we invite people to go on our website and register. And that way we know which to go around and look at the May baskets and judge it. And if a person doesn't want to be judged, we're giving out ribbons. But if they don't want to do that, then they can just still put out a May basket and we'll photograph it and put it on our website.
Lewes and Bloom does maintain public parks, flowers in public parks in downtown Lewes. It also has programs. We have a meeting once a month where we have a program. They're also involved with Art in Bloom, which has to do with putting public art in our various places along Lewes. Just really everything to do with flowers and plants, pollinator gardens, from the beginning of the year all the way through the end of the year. Lewes and Bloom is involved in planting, digging, tending, watering, weeding, whatever there is to take care of our flowers, and they are really beautiful all over town.
Spending the day in the first city in the first state is always a good time, and there's always something happening in Lewes. So to find out more, go to lewesandbloom.org.
Coming up after the break, we're going to be checking out your latest viewer photos. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures, thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Ty Beach, our January WBOC Mount Air Farm to Table Scholarship winner, and his younger brother, River Riggin, love walking the trails at Pemberton Park with their corgi.
River decided to take a little break from his recent kayaking adventure and enjoy a swim in Assateague.
Dustin Leichling caught this 4-pound, 10-ounce flounder during the 2023 Kids Catch-All Fishing Tournament. He also caught 11 sea bass and 2 bluefish while fishing offshore.
David Allen and Jason Drummer spent their day reeling in big blue catfish in Greensboro.
Damian Bradford and Ryan West took a fishing trip down to Virginia. They launched from Kip to Peak State Park and caught their limit of cobia by 10 a.m. Ryan's cobia was 41 inches and Damian's was 43. Great job, guys.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Before we let you go, let's take a look at the Mount of the Week, brought to us by Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy in Pittsville.
This great-looking whitetail was harvested by Rick Jones. What a beautiful mount.
For all your butcher and taxidermy needs, check out Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy on Facebook or stop by their Pittsville location on Morris Road.
That's going to do it for us this week, but you can send in more viewer photos by emailing outdoors@wboc.com. And to check out our social pages, scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen.
We hope to see you right back here next week, but until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru, Higher Standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water. And Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.